Greetings everyone. This is a quick promo before the video begins. If you're new to the channel and you didn't know it yet, I am actually an author in addition to being a YouTuber, and I have 2 books that you can get on Amazon. Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1 and The Occult Mafia. The first is sort of a bizarre, absurdist kaiju anime mashup, and the other is a horror noir story with a hint of a western thrown in there. They're both set in the same universe, and at this point have received mostly positive reviews, so you might want to check them out. I've provided Amazon links for both of them down in the description. They're both available in either paperback or Amazon Kindle, and Operation Red Dragon is also available in audiobook form. So if either of these strike your fancy and you want to support a struggling artist, feel free to go down and check out either one or both of them. Alright, the shameless self-promotion is out of the way, we can get on with the video. Thank you all for your support. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer. And long ago there was a toy line called Jurassic Park Chaos Effect, which featured these weird Technicolor hybrid dinosaurs, unlike anything that had ever been seen in Jurassic Park before. And they were supposed to be a toy line tied into an animated series that never saw the light of day. I bring that up simply to point out the fact that the idea of making a Jurassic Park animated series has been around for a while, and now we're finally going to get one with the Netflix original series Camp Cretaceous. And, I wish I could say it looks like it was worth the wait. Okay, let's address the elephant in the room first. The bizarre choice to make the humans look like plastic dolls while still retaining the mostly detailed appearance of the dinosaurs. It looks weird, I'm not gonna lie. What I've said in a couple of conversations with other people is that it almost looks like a weird inversion of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where the humans are the toons and the toons look live action. Except in this case, unlike Roger Rabbit, this just looks weird. It's so bizarre to have the dinosaurs looking almost like they do in the movies. Not quite on the same level, but you can still tell they probably used similar, if not the same models, and they've got all the finer details of the scales and whatnot. They look very detailed, and then you have action figure humans. And I know this has an action figure line in it as well, but then again, I've seen actual Jurassic Park action figures of humans that look more like people than these, and they looked more consistent with the dinosaurs. That's the thing, there's a lack of consistency here. It's like characters from one of those DreamWorks animated series based on one of the movies, like let's say Monsters vs. Aliens, because that has human characters in it. It's like they wandered off the set of their movie and onto the set of Jurassic Park. It doesn't look right. The two styles just don't go together. And to make it even worse, I've actually seen a work that does a similar trick to that, but does it much better, at least based on the trailer. There's a series, an anime series called Alien 9. 4-episode anime, 3 volumes of manga. Sadly, it's out of print in America these days. I think if you look, you might be able to find the OVA online, but it's a great series. Part of what makes it work, though, is the art style, where the humans look kinda, sorta less detailed, a bit cartoony, but all the alien creatures in it are hyper detailed, to the point where, again, there's sort of a disconnect between the two styles, but it works here because there is more consistency. It looks like it was all done by the same person, so they look like they belong in the same world. And Alien 9 is meant to be a very disturbing psychological horror series, so having the monsters more detailed makes them more disturbing to look at. That's not what I'm getting from this at all. What I'm getting from here is Jurassic Park dinosaurs you all recognize, and they just threw together some plastic-looking humans to go alongside them. That's gonna be a huge hurdle for me to get over. If it were a series with just humans that looked like this, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. If the humans were a little more detailed to match the dinosaurs, or the dinosaurs were less detailed to match the humans, that too would be no big deal. But the way it currently is, this series is going to be very hard to look at, which is a problem because it is an inherently visual medium. So, that's going to be kind of an issue. Then again, I can adjust to the visuals if the content is good. But I'm not entirely sure that's going to be the case either. Because, well, there's the Indominus Rex for you. The Indominus Rex tells you everything you need to know about when this series is set. It takes place during Jurassic World. So, it's kind of a side story to that. Already you've got kind of an issue because Jurassic World told its story, we know what happens, and whatever happens in Camp Cretaceous, it cannot affect the events of Jurassic World. It has to play into those events. So, the story is already in a position where it's not going to carry much weight. We already have a good idea of what happens, so the fact of the matter is, it's got a long way to go to justify its existence. And moreover, it's kind of already telling a story we saw before in Jurassic World. Large part of what Jurassic World was about was following the two child characters as they get stuck in a particular place in the park and have to make their way back to safety as all of this chaos is going on with the Indominus Rex rampaging around. What's this story about? It's about a bunch of kids who get stranded in a very specific part of the park and have to make their way back to where safety is while the Indominus Rex is causing all sorts of chaos by rampaging. Gee, that sounds familiar. Like I just mentioned it 5 seconds ago. So Camp Cretaceous has put itself in the position of being an also-ran, in addition to being a side story that cannot interfere with the main story. It has got an uphill battle if it's going to justify its existence. So at this point, I'm kind of skeptical, and I know I'm not the only one. A lot of the comments you'll find attached to this trailer on YouTube are kind of sarcastic, and also expressing a lot of skepticism about how it will turn out. In fact, I showed this trailer to a friend of mine who is a huge Jurassic Park fan. I'm a Jurassic Park fan too, but he's like really into it. I showed him this trailer, knowing he's a Jurassic Park fan, and his response was that he has absolutely no desire to see it. He said it's not scratching that particular itch for dinosaur animation or Jurassic Park entertainment specifically. This is just sort of a pass for him at this point. And he's a big Jurassic Park fan. And speaking for my own part as well, I gotta say, I'm not feeling it either. I was on board with the Jurassic World movies up to this point. I thought the first Jurassic World came the closest of any of the sequels to matching the original. Didn't quite get there, but it was close. I think Fallen Kingdom is unfairly maligned, and I really should get around to explaining better why I think it actually works. But I've been on board with it up to this point, and I even like that little short they did about the camp where the Allosaurus attacks, you remember? That was a little while ago. But I've been on board with it up to this point. That's my main thrust here. But this I'm just not feeling. And I think it's a various combination of different elements. All the elements I've mentioned, of course. But yeah, I'm just not sure I want to see this. Now, with all of that being said, I will give it a fair shot. I think it deserves to at least try to prove itself. I'm skeptical about its abilities to. Very, very skeptical. But I will at least give it its day in court when it comes. It's got a lot of hurdles to overcome. I think the deck is stacked against it. But then again, I've been surprised before. But really, the dinosaur animation I am really looking forward to is the next batch of episodes from Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal. Really looking forward to that. That's on a whole other level, though. And definitely not for kids like Camp Cretaceous is going to be. And I suppose I should specify that, yes, I realize Camp Cretaceous is made for a younger audience, but I don't necessarily think that changes the things I'm concerned about. Things like the weird artistic choices, or the fact that it's a side story with no impact, or at least it's setting itself up to be that way. So, I'm not saying it can't overcome these obstacles. I just don't know if it's going to. But I'll give it a chance to prove itself. And that's about all I can say at the moment. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off.
If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, then go down to the description to find links to follow us on DeviantArt, Patreon, and Twitter. While you're there, you'll also find the Amazon links for the original novels Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, and The Occult Mafia. 2 books I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.